Welcome to my YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share, and drop your comments. Thank you. In this tutorial, I'll be learning the use of paint brushes. We have several of them, but I'll teach the few common ones. This tutorial is actually for beginners, so it's beginner friendly. Your brush can come in a pack like this. There are different type of packs. This one is a pack of 13, and you can also buy in pieces. But I prefer, if this is what you really want to do, I prefer you buy in pack like this. It comes in different sizes and shapes. So we'll be starting with a liner brush. The first thing is to put my paint. I'll be using my acrylic paint. I'll put the paint on a flat surface. Now, since it is acrylic paint and it's thick, I want it a little bit soft. I'll need a fabric medium, and where I am presently, I couldn't get a fabric medium, so my option is to mix glycerin. I mix glycerin with white vinegar, so a mixture of 50 50, that is 50% of glycerin, 50% of white vinegar. So that is what I mix into this container like this. That is this liquid. So I'll be using it to reduce my paint thickness. Now the first thing is to dip my brush into water, and I'll use this hanky to just to mop it a little bit dry so that the water won't be too much. I'll dip it into my mixture and I'll put it in the paint. You'll see that it's making the paint a little bit thinner. It's not as thick as it originally was. So the next thing is, since this is a liner brush, it's actually used to make fine lines. You use it to make lines. You don't need to apply too much pressure. If you apply pressure, the line will be thick. But if you just hold your brush and just make sure your small finger is resting on the surface, and you just make your, you see, I applied pressure and it's thick. So you just, and this liner, you can use it to, maybe if you want to sign your artwork, your painting, you want to write a little, you want to put your signature, you want to write your name, this liner is what you need to do the writing. And if you want to do little details, little lines, this is the brush to use. The next brush we'll be working with is called fan brush. This brush is useful when you want to make trees like pines and you know all these Christmas trees, something like that. Then even if you want to show grasses, if you want to draw grasses, you want to paint grasses, it's a go-to brush. It shows all these small tiny little details. So this is a brush to use. Using this brush to make your tree makes it look natural. You know, this natural spacing between trees. I'm trying to show you how to build, let's say, assuming we want to make a Christmas tree. You see what I'm doing, although I will not put the branch now, I mean the stem right now. I'm just trying to show you, you know, it looks more like a Christmas tree. So when you want to make a tree, this brush is what you need to use. Now let's make something that looks more like a grass, a green grass. Okay, you see something like that. Then sometimes if you want to make maybe something that looks like a waterfall, you can use this particular brush also. or a tree, a wide tree, you know, a tree whose branches is facing down or up. Just there are so many things you can do with this brush, but it goes well with trees. You see, you can use it in several ways. So this is a brush you can always use. As we go along in our painting class, you'll learn more on what to do with each of those brushes. This video is just to show you the basics of what to do with the brush. The next brush you'll be working with is a round brush. You can use a round brush to fill, you can use it to draw, you can use the tip to make small, tiny dots, like polka dots or something, and you can use it to make thin or thick lines, depending on what you want to do. It's actually a versatile brush that you can use for a whole lot of things. Trying to make a flower, so I'm using my round brush to make petal. You can make as many petals as you want. So I'm just doing something with so that I can see what you can do. You can do a whole lot of things with this round brush actually. The round brush can also be used to make more like a teardrop kind of shape, and you can still use this teardrop shape to build a flower. The next brush we'll talk about is angular brush. You see, it has an angle. A side is longer than the other side, so it's an angular brush. And using this brush, I'll be double loading. That means using 2 paints to load my brush. This is what we call double loading. And this type of brush, you can use it to make lines. You can use it to make flowers, to make trees. You can use it for a whole lot of things actually. Depends on how well you know how to use it. But since I said earlier, this is a beginner friendly tutorial, so just teach you 1 or 2 things you can use it for. Then as we go along in our painting class, you'll learn more. I'm using this angular brush to do more like a ribbon. You see what I'm trying to do? More like a ribbon. This is easy when you want to do something like this. The angular brush is your best bet, although you can use your flat brush also to achieve it, but it's more easier with an angular brush. You can use it to make more like leaves, a whole lot of things. The last brush we'll talk about in this class today is a flat brush. A flat brush too is versatile. You can use it to make a thin line, a thick line. You can use it to draw trees. You can use it to fill. You can actually use it for a whole lot of things also. Just trying to show you one or two things you can do with it. As we continue in our painting class, you will know more about how to use each of those brushes. Thank you for watching. Hope you've learned one or two things. See you in my next video. Bye bye.